actually, speaking of that sort of thing, did you see Frozen? The first, well, Frozen 1 and 2, but more specifically, the first Frozen movie that Disney did. Because that had a kind of similar thing about the whole thing about true love and was an act of true love that they were going with, and what the act of true love really was, and so, as opposed to what we think it might have been. Citadel of King Numster, the Horseman. I love Frozen. It's a cool film, you know what? I could take the piss out of it, and I have done. I have a video of myself taking the piss out of it. But I think the truth is that it did something that I feel like you don't see too often when sisters love. Right, yes. When she was attacked from, you know, the thing was taken to her heart. Because if you remember in the beginning, the troll was saying that because it was her head, it's easier to remove. If it was her heart, it'd be much harder. And then later on in the movie, when it does go to her heart, and he said to her, the only thing you can remove it is an act of true love. Haze made a video explaining how Elsa's crackhead, right? Well, I have a theory on that, so yes. But yeah, so the acts of true love, and we all kind of think, oh, you know, true love's kiss, because that's what the other troll says as well. And at this point, we don't know that Hans is, you know, well, he is. So she's traveling all this way to meet Hans. That's when we find that actually it isn't him. And then now she's looking for was it Kristoff, right? But then what really happened was that she saw that Hans was about to kill her sister, and she stepped in to intervene. So the act of true love wasn't what somebody had to do for her. The act of true love was what she had to do for somebody else. And in the case where she put her sister before herself, and because of that, you know, ultimately she saved herself without realizing. You know what I mean? She saved herself without realizing that's what she was doing. Because if you also consider the fact that the snowman, the Olaf, how he stayed with I can't remember the name right now, but the sister, we had Elsa. What's the sister's name? Elsa. I can't remember the name, but yeah, he stayed with his sister when she was suffering, and even at the risk of him melting. And remember what you said: some people are worth melting for. So if it was an act of true love that had to be done for her, that should have saved her, but it didn't. So it was never something that somebody had to do for her. It was always something that she had to do for something else. But it was the fact that she didn't know that, and because she didn't know that, and still put her sister, trying to save her sister before her own herself. Anna, that's it. Yeah, Anna. You know, that saved her. So yeah, it's actually pretty clever and subtle, I felt, how they did it. But yeah. Big up to Frozen for that one. But yes, I do have a video explaining why I think Elsa is a crackhead. So that's one to check out. It's on my movie channel. I'm watching Adventure